Hello YouTube, my name's Sean Connors and welcome back to the Outsiders channel. Here I'm showing you today the character generator I came across online some time ago. Fantastic character generator. Link of course will be included at the bottom of this screen. This front page is fairly self-explanatory and you'll see this when you follow the link through, and I suggest that anybody that's following this program or has an interest in this system can play around at least with the character generator even without access to the books. And although a lot of the things that you see won't make an awful lot of sense if you've played any role-playing games, some of the things will start to add up quite quickly and you'll get a feel for the type of game that it is even though you haven't read anything about it. So let's have a little look at it. The first thing you have to do is make a choice over what type of race you would like to play. Now, you're faced with 6 possible choices given the background of the starting point of this game. I decided for my particular take that what I would do is take Elf of Mirkwood. It fitted the concept I had in my mind before I looked at the generator. Once you've decided that, you'll notice that once you click it, it will go grey. And at that point, of course, you now can select it and that is what you're going to be playing. The good thing with this generator is you can unclick your selection at any point and go back at any point throughout. You're not absolutely settled at anything till you totally finish it, which I think is fantastic. So once you've chosen your race, of course it's time to move on to the next steps. Let's take a look at that right now. The next steps are weapon packages. You get a choice of 2. I decided, to be perfectly honest with you, to take the traditional elven route and decided to select the bow. I thought that was very in keeping with the character, to be perfectly honest with you. Once you've made those decisions, then you move on to the next step. Then you have a choice of specialities. I decided to choose Elven Law and Mirkwood Law. And as we move from this slide into the next, you'll notice that what you can also do with this brilliant generator is the following. At any point you can highlight any of your choices and you can take a look at the information that the generator provides. I clicked Elven Law and I brought up the following at the top of the page. Very useful information it is too, and again at any step if you're not happy with the selection, of course you can go back. To show you what that step looks like, here the areas are greyed out in front of you. And then of course what you do, you'll notice the colours of the buttons are previous, cancel creation or next, and obviously once you've finished you click next and move on to the next slide. Let's take a look at that right now. That next slide brings up background options. I decided, as you can see in this slide, to choose the Noble Blood path, as I felt that better reflected the idea that I had in my mind's eye when I first sat down at the generator to have a look at it. Exactly the same thing I would do when I'm sitting down to roll up a character or think about a character concept. Once you've picked a background, you then move on to something called calling. Now, for my particular character, there were several choices, but I decided to choose Scholar, as highlighted here in grey. And that gave me some areas of expertise where I was putting my scholarly pursuits into, but again, it's fairly well explained within the actual dice roller. Then, of course, what you have to do at that point is choose your favoured skills. After calling, we get favoured skills. I chose Insight and Law to better reflect my particular character, from the vision that I originally saw of it being a scholarly elf. The next step sees you choosing, placing your favoured attribute bonuses. Those are +3, +2 and +1 in respective order. And they have to be split between Rally, Heart and Wisdom. You have to decide what is more important to you. It is explained above those bonuses. And as you have a look at the sheet here in front of you, you can see I've pasted this in a couple of times to have a look at it. It's fairly straightforward, but it has a big impact. You can see my current attributes are 4 for body, 4 for heart, and 6 for wisdom. So you could get a very evenly rounded out character, or you could choose to specialise in one area. I chose to go wisdom, heart, and body for my particular character in that order. So my first bonus will be +3 for wisdom, +2 for heart, and +1 for body. Again, because I felt that better reflected the character that I wanted to take. Beyond that part, we now move into the Valour and Wisdom section. You have to choose your highest starting characteristic. I chose Wisdom. As you can see, it's highlighted with a grey edge to it now, and simply once that was finished, I clicked Next, as again I felt this better suited the sort of scholarly pursuit of my character. Beyond this point, we then move into something I found quite interesting within the character build. Let's have a look at that. My favourite section of the whole character sheet comes next. You have to choose one unique virtue or general mastery that you have. Looking along the list, I chose Elven Magic. I really wondered what that was all about, but it looked exciting, so that's the one I chose. Now, in front of us here we have a selection of skills. You have 10 experience points to spend. The skills are numbered from 1 point to 4 points, and that's how much XP it costs to improve them by 1 step. Once you put 2 points in, it goes up to 4 and so on. It's fairly straightforward. I quickly spent my points based again on the character concept that I had in mind, and we'll quickly look along the sheets and you'll see various sections greying out. You'll see again here I chose Bo because I fancied having some sort of uniqueness to the character that was already done, and again I decided because travel plays an influence in this system, I took that as one of the experiences. Let's pause for a moment. Once you've spent your 10 experience points, effectively that's the end of the character generator. All you have to do is press next and it fills in your character sheet for you. I found it flawless, to be honest, an excellent generator. It doesn't explain anything of the system, but you can highlight areas on it and it will go into some details over what the things mean. The good thing is, once you've played with the generator, it's a lot easier to understand the book. And obviously over the next few videos that I do on this particular beautiful system of the One Ring by Cubicle 7, a number of things should start coming together. Certainly worth knocking together some characters just to get some familiarity with it, even if you have no interest in taking it much further. At least you can see what they were trying to do. The character sheet that's produced that comes off via a printer does not do justice to the beautiful handcrafted sheets that exist at Cubicle 7's own website. Those are fantastic, and the ones in the book that can be printed out are just superb. Anyway, I'll leave it there. I've been Sean Connors. This has been Outsiders, talking all about Cubicle 7's game, The One Ring, and the fantastic generator that I've come across. Hope you're enjoying the series. Please leave any feedback and let me know if it's still something you're interested in. Thanks again for your time. Bye-bye.